We should never give in to the mob. Never give in to the mob, whether we're just a person or a corporation. And corporations are giving in left and right. They just want to curry favor with the woke police. You see all these corporations threatening to leave Georgia or saying really critical things about the new Georgia law for voting that most of them, actually, I don't think any of them have actually read this. It's 92 pages. It's actually very, very reasonable. It's hard to get through. But when you do, you see that there are ID requirements for absentee voting and slight adjustments to who and who cannot bring you water while you're waiting online to vote. Everybody will have plenty to drink. This is a reasonable law. But the woke police have struck, and corporate America is scared. Let's start with Coca-Cola.
Let me be crystal clear and unequivocal. This legislation is unacceptable. It is a step backwards, and it does not promote principles we have stood for in Georgia.
Okay, well, let me be clear, Mr. Quincy. You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't read the law. You're giving in to the woke police. But if you're going to weigh in on controversial political issues, I guess we can weigh in on controversial issues concerning Coca-Cola. You know, Coca-Cola, well, where do we begin? They've been sued by plenty of people, including by members of the community of color. We're losing more people to the suites than to the streets. Why two black pastors are suing Coca-Cola. This is a very interesting lawsuit from a couple of years back. Two ministers, and they cited this. In the District of Columbia, more people die of diabetic-related illnesses than from murder, cancer, and AIDS combined. And they had grave concerns about how Coca-Cola was marketing itself as harmless, but it can lead to obesity and lots of problems. That's Pastor William Lamar. He was involved in the lawsuit. How about this? Absolutely no nutritional value in most of their drinks. Once again, soda tied to higher risk of early death from WebMD. We all know this, right? How about this little reminder, a little PSA that ran here in New York City?
Does this sound familiar? You grab a mid-morning soda, a sweetened tea at lunch, a frozen coffee drink in the afternoon, and a couple of sodas at dinner. Seems harmless enough. But that many sugary drinks a day can add up to a lot of extra sugar. And all that sugar can bring on serious health problems, including obesity, which causes type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even some cancers. So don't drink yourself sick. Go with water, seltzer, fat-free milk, or unsweetened teas instead.
Great reminder, huh? Again, I think that they could maybe tweak their products, make them healthier, than weighing in on legislation and laws that they really have no business talking about, giving in to the woke police. A prominent Democrat, I think, might just agree with me on this, at least on the Coca-Cola part. Remember Mike Bloomberg?
The best science tells us that sugary drinks are a leading cause of obesity. The Board of Health's limit on the serving size of sugary drinks does not limit anyone's consumption. It just requires them to think about whether they really want more than 16 ounces. With so many people contracting diabetes and heart disease, with so many children who are overweight and obese, with so many poor neighborhoods suffering the worst of this epidemic, we believe it is reasonable and responsible to draw a line.
The line was they wanted to ban 16-ounce servings of these sugary drinks. Kind of a crazy idea. I didn't like it. I kind of want the option. But it does kind of serve as a reminder that what Coca-Cola and other beverage companies, well, let's stick with Coca-Cola. This is not a good product, okay? It can really harm you. And when they're not selling that stuff, what are they doing? Apparently, they're treating their employees in the most hostile way. Here's another headline. Very puzzling, right? Coca-Cola asks its workers to be less white to fight racism. This is a big story just a few weeks ago. So, again, Coca-Cola, I would stay out of it. If you really want to play this game, I think you might lose. Yes, even somebody big and powerful like Coca-Cola, they could lose this fight, and they should, by the way. Let's go to Delta Airlines now. They shut off their big mouth about all this. I need to make it crystal clear. Did you notice the other guy said crystal clear too? The final bill is unacceptable and does not match Delta's values. Wow, Delta Airlines and their values. Again, Delta, do me a favor, like Coke, this is not your business. You know what your business is? Moving people. and flying airplanes. Safely, we'd prefer. This is when you ran a plane off the runway, not 10 years ago, but last month, 2 months ago, huh? How about this? When your engine caught fire, all right? This is bad stuff. This is the kind of stuff that you guys should be paying attention to. And I think you should treat everybody with respect, including your Muslim passengers and employees. May we see that headline, please? Delta fined for discriminating against Muslim passengers. And let's face it, we've all been delayed. I have been many times, Delta Airlines. Apparently, they're not too generous with their passengers when it's their fault. Here are a bunch of maroon passengers, and they don't even want to hand out hotel vouchers.
It might be a long wait. If there's no voucher in the hotels, we'll give food and we'll give taxis if you're local.
You get the idea. You've been there, right? And we've all been there. They want us to go back because, let's face it, sooner or later, things are going to open up. And we'll go on those crowded planes again, huh? They're no fun. Delta Airlines, Coca-Cola, others, I suggest you stay out of this. You're giving in to the woke mob, and it's not working. Your passengers and the people who drink Coca-Cola don't agree with you on this stuff. And by the way, you know who else doesn't agree? Because there's so much fake news about this Georgia law. Even the fake news, they're pointing out that Joe Biden and others have misrepresented what's in this law. One small portion, Biden falsely claims the new Georgia law ends voting hours early. It doesn't. But that doesn't prevent Joe Biden from trying to score political points. Let's bring this back to Atlanta. Baseball. How does this figure into the equation? Listen to this, please.
I'm here to announce that Major League Baseball has awarded the 2021 All-Star Game to the Atlanta Braves in the city of Atlanta.
Beautiful moment. They've been working on that for years. That's May of 2019. Atlanta got the All-Star Game. And the All-Star Game is a big deal. People come in from all over the world, actually, to see the All-Star Game. Doesn't matter to a guy like Joe Biden, who's just trying to score more political points and achieve more power.
What do you think about the possibility that baseball decides to move their All-Star Game out of Atlanta because of this political issue?
I think today's professional athletes are acting incredibly responsibly. I would strongly support them doing that.
Strongly support moving the All-Star Game from Atlanta. This is not presidential. A president would sidestep this issue, all right? The normal president that Joe Biden promised to be. And he's praising these athletes and what they're doing. How do you feel? How do most people feel? We all know that the politicization of sports is threatening to ruin sports, this kind of stuff. Nobody likes it, but Joe Biden does because he's so woke.
People look to them. They're leaders. Look at what's happened with the NBA as well. Look at what's happened across the board. The very people who are victimized the most are the people who are the leaders in these various sports. And it's just not right.
Would you cut the crap? I'm sorry I said that, but he's laying it on so thick. This is not Joe Biden, okay? He's not woke. He's not hip. They're telling him what to say. This is the real Joe Biden, especially on matters of race.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
You'd have to go back to before the Civil War to find a president who said such racist things publicly. Unbelievable. And this is woke Joe, who just warms his heart when he sees those displays on the basketball court. I don't think so. You know what I'm ready for? Some Trump truth.
You are fake news.
The kneeling, the protesting, Joe Biden loves it all. Donald Trump didn't. And I think you agree, and I agree, and I think most of Americans are where Donald Trump was on this issue and where he is now. Nobody could speak, would speak the truth like this.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired. That owner, they don't know it. They don't know it. They're friends of mine, many of them. They don't know. They'll be the most popular person for a week. They'll be the most popular person in this country, because that's a total disrespect of our heritage. That's a total disrespect of everything that we stand for.
1,000%, huh? Joe Biden wants to see the All-Star game move. Don't you miss him? I do too.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.